Now, there's a couple words that I could picture our Minton guest going to say, and I don't have the image stuck up yet on the wall. But I have a couple words in mind in the heat of an angry moment. I'm gonna run you over with my tractor. As random as it is, I could just picture, Abby saying that. So then, let's see, I have a couple of others. Let's see, to add to this. Okay, so that's the only thing that I wanted to add. Now, these are all of the words that go into the custom and the custom resemblance. Now, this one's kind of interesting because it starts out with the astrology. I'm going to take a look at that another time. But so remember, just like what we did for Kathy, we had the custom that goes with the name of the person. In this case, it includes the signs that apply to them, that represent them, that connect to them. Sun always goes first, and I should add Leo in with it, and the zodiac sign resemblances, and also important top placements. I'm going to add Leo to the list, if I can do it. Okay. Leo. Forgot to do that. Okay, so we've done that. Now, so it's fine. So it starts out with the name of the person. First name only. None of the middle and the last name. The astrology, okay, which I didn't add into Kathy's, but I'm doing it for hers. Then it gets into the custom weather. Remember, every Minton person, every custom, every occasion, by memory, by experience, by nostalgia, has its own weather. And in this case, it's partly cloudy or partly sunny, and the time of year, I should mention, late May, early June day, in Taurus, Gemini season. Okay? Those are, though, this is basically what, let's see, okay, so, Taurus cusp and Gemini season. Taurus cusp. Should put cusp. May 19, aka. Now, okay, so we have the weather. Remember, the weather is important. Then the custom resemblances, or basically involving the weather, number one, and number two, the resemblances of that person's custom and that person's main resemblances. And these are all of the main resemblances. Remember, for the resemblances, unless it's someone who, and I should change the Jean to Denge, I don't know even why that's there, so we're going to get rid of it, because that doesn't apply hardly at all. So we're going to get rid of that. So we have the last names of the individuals that are in resemblance to our Minton guest. So let's see, and then the colors. Then the colors that go with them. So hers will be red and black, as you know, that's the colors, and then it's going to be pink and purple. Pink and purple are also colors. And then Simone and then Dion are the last two. Remember, the most prominent ones go first, and the smaller resemblances go after. So it's kind of a weighing down. So, and then Simone, Raven Simone, and then Dion, Celine Dion. And this really goes with when she was sitting in the wheelchair. Everything else is uniquely hers. Sitting in the wheelchair, pink shirt, as you will call it, talking about the hospital and jail experience. So, this is basically, so I'm going to talk through all of these words and why they're here. Remember, a custom is an experience that you have, or that individual, an experience of an individual in person or watched on a TV, movie, or show, whatever. An experience that reminds of an experience, and what resembles that individual and that individual's experience and your experience to that individual's experience. Remember that a custom is that, but has a name that, in even the most remote connection to it, it involves the weather to that occasion, to you, to the individual's experience, and to the individual's experience compared to another one's experience or your experience. Maybe even if you have resemblance to that individual. Remember that a custom also encompasses face picture. Remember, face picture is what is the image that we see on somebody's face just by looking at them. And I really have to think when I, look at Abby. But so that's with the face picture. It's random. And that is also involved in this. It's also involved in the customary. And the customary resemblances, which go at the very beginning of the theme song, and I really need to think about that. So we'll add that in another time. Places, it could be clothes, it could encompass food, it could encompass songs. It deals with all that person's resemblances. The resemblances including body, facial expression, voice quality, voice personality, similarity in way of speaking, interests in that and careers. Remember style, getting mad, all of those types of things are really what is encompassed in a custom. And it's very, very difficult to explain and describe. And it also encompasses just any random occasion in nostalgia to that occasion that you either saw them there, before, after, or, at the moment, during the time that you can figure out, that they came up during this random experience, and also side subject, which in this case is Asphaltate Airborne. With Jill, in December, it was Miller and Levine Biology. So that's basically what comes in play with the customs, and I might think of something else that might have been good to add in. But that's all that, I have to say. And you took that quiz twice, and I'm going to have all of you do it again, okay? Just so that you can really understand. And there is 1,000 customs like there is 1,000 words, not only on my Minton page, not only on the whole of all of the Mintons ladies combined, not only in the English language and all the other languages, but all the names of the customs. And you're not going to even remember all those things. I don't expect you to. It's like memorizing all of the characters of the Chinese language, which there are 1,000. And new customs get created every day by everybody. Okay, just based off of the experience and in interests in an individual or several individuals. So number doesn't matter. Okay, occasion does not matter. Yes, it does. Anyway, so that's really. Now, let's see. So I'm going to have you do it again by looking at the person and then going on my website And these are going to be all individuals who have come to the Edmonton in the past. Going on the website is the little cheater, putting in their name, looking at the customs and the custom resemblances. Okay, or the custom resemblance is, the individuals that they resemble to all of the following that I listed off. The custom resemblance is similar occasions, similar individual occasions, similar person occasions involving weather and yada yada yada. It can involve anything, really. Any object. Any noun or whatever. Genuine all of the elements that come to make an occasion. And there are endless things that I could say. Endless example. It's mainly about the occasion. And I didn't want to waste my energy and, hurt my brain with trying to come up with things. But, so it's hard to explain and hard to describe. It's only by your eyes. It's only by seeing it then you understand it. I think that quite a bit of you aren't clicking with it. So, I'm going to go over what all of these words mean. Okay? So, to start off, and I'm going to actually take this robe off because so we're not going to have resemblance pros over every one of these. Only the most prominent, because that's so many resemblances, and I don't want to, waste the time and effort. Okay, so let's see. So, okay. Now, we have the person's name up here, remember. Then the person's sign, Virgo. I believe that her ascendant is in Aries, but I don't really know. And then the moon sign. And then the signs that are prominent, the dominant ones, the ones in the important placements of the chart, the ones that you see really easily. Now, if someone comes to me and they say, oh, I'm a Leo, and they seem really emotional, very quiet, very shy. Leo should not be shy. They should want the attention. They should be bright and bold like Gilbertus. Gilbertus is a Leo. A positive one. The chili pepper, not the cayenne pepper. Grounded. Like a earth or water sign, Taurus. If someone comes to me and they were, say, born on, I don't know, August 13, and they seem calm and collective and all of these things, no, I'm not going to buy it anymore. I might buy it if it's another sign besides Leo, but I don't want another person coming to me saying that they're Leo and they don't act like it. I'm sick and tired of that one sign. It has to be another sign other than Leo. Otherwise, I'm going to get serious and they're going to need to learn to feel the fire and act like the fire. And that will involve a lot of astrological practice things that they can do. Like, turning up music loud or, doing all these kinds of things. Like, starting to play in the theater, doing your own show. All these kinds of fiery things. So, I don't believe that if someone acts so much like a sign and it's not anywhere in the chart, I do not believe that and I will not accept that. That is unheard of. That just does not exist. So, Virgo, you know that as the Virgin. And we're going to, I'm going to save all of this, more for the astrology. But basically, very into about the details and not the big picture, wanting everything to be perfect, perfectionist, very critical and analytical, trying to serve and give, their criticisms, not intending to offend others. You wonder why there's so much crying and tears and hysteria, is because of the delivery. intending to point out the things, intending to help, not to offend. Aries, what can I say? My way or the highway. And I remember that she said that one time. It's in this studio, it's my way or the highway attitude. Strong. The strongest one into a fighting. Not backing down, winning a fighting. It can be impulsive. Sign. It can really express its emotions very, very intensely. And Aries. We talked about Aries, all about it when, during Aries season. But what I want you to do is I want you to take Virgo, Aries, Scorpio, and Leo, and I want you to watch the Dance Moms, and I want you to find things that relate to and encompass all of these 4 zodiac signs, things that she says, things that she does, all of those things. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, but it also used to be ruled by Mars, like Aries, and remember Virgo and Gemini both rule Mercury. So Scorpio is that, and I'll talk more about the planet during the astrology portion of it. But so Scorpio, that it can be jealous, it is conniving, it is a very intense and wanting to get deep, and with its desires and hides everything. And so that's basically summing up Scorpio as the most understood and complex sign. And I think, because Mars is in Scorpio, and I think that you can see that intensity there. Leo, when you're seeing the Dance Moms, I just want you to see that Abby is taking up the spotlight. When a Leo walks into a room, all of the attention goes onto them because of their magnetism, because of everyone is drawn to them. They have an exuberance that just shines like the sun. The sun is not only ruling planet of Leo, but also another symbol, second to the lion. Leo moon. Leo can be selfish, very, very big heart, however. Very, very generous, gift giver, and wanting to live big, wanting to play with life. Kind of selfish and demands the attention. Bright and bold. All of those things that we encompass with Jill. And if I, because sitting, I had this picture hung up just this morning. And I was sitting at the other end of the house, and I could see that, I couldn't see it that close, but I could see it clear enough. Where, if I hang our last person's picture, you can see it from a distance. As far as the distance, wherever I hide it, it still sticks out. Okay, so then we're going to talk about the weather. So the weather, it states here, is cloudy. Partly cloudy, partly sunny. Fickle weather. Windy looking. It's kind of like yesterday's weather. Like, think of yesterday's weather. Partly sunny, partly cloudy. A mix of those two. And think of May weather in several days that we've had. So I think that you can picture that pretty easy. So that's the time of year, and that is the weather that, during when I was really interested and introduced to Abby, and also Greta Southall. But that's another thing. So, cloudy, late May, remember May 19th through the end of it. Late May, and then early June. So early June is June 1 through 10, 11 through 21. So, that's Gemini season. That is Gemini season weather. That can also be Taurus season weather. Okay, and Taurus, we're living in it right now. Taurus, stable, grounded, fixed earth sign, ruled by Venus, loving the simple pleasures, loving, what is known, consistent, doesn't like to change itself, very, very grounded. When it gets mad, it's so very intense. You know all about that. Gemini needs constant stimulation, gets bored easily. Mercury rules it. Thinking, communication, sharing of ideas, learning, reading, speaking, collaboration, communication. All of those Gemini things. And it can be very, very fickle. It's not good at committing. One direction goes in another direction. And you can see that with late May and then early June weather. So, now we're going to talk about custom resemblances. So, undertow. The reason why I have undertow. One image from Asphalt 8 Airborne, as I can remember. So we'll worry about that later once all of you play it and see what I mean. Then we have the last name, which is more of my 5th grade teacher. And we're going to talk all about the resemblance when we get to the resemblance prayer. But I just want to sum it up for you. So they have a connection and they have a resemblance in those styles of talking, how they're both volcanoes that erupt in the same way. How they treat the kids, their wording, using the words you better, you better, you better. That's the famous phrase that they're connecting. It also encompasses the quotes and what they're saying and the words and their actions. How they get mad. Again, things like voice and voice personality. Interests, seeing things, all of those things. So you will see the resemblance. You're very intense and very, you'll see it when you see both of those, and you'll see their styles. And, it's mostly about seeing one person and then connecting it to, another person. Davis, as I talked about earlier, seeing that through Look on season 1, and also a couple of other things. Ray, remember, custom resemblances have the last name. So Ray, Rachel Ray. So on Food Network, similarity in look and also style, of speaking and those kind of things. I think that you'll be able to see just a small resemblance to that. And then Fiery, very fiery, but very airy because he's an Aquarius. And so that Aquarius is that sign that is ruled by Uranus, that is innovative. It is very quirky, out of the box, unpredictable, like thinking about the future, all of those things. So Fiery, encompassing that with the number party, and acting, not really acting like, but showing through facial expression and face picture, female version of Guy Fieri in there. I think that you'll be able to see it. So then Strable, this is Jessica's last name, and remember I talked about that before. So similar sassy looks that they have. They're both sassy individuals by look and by face and what they're saying, and how they get mad. Those stinging kind of. Lulaf. Now, these resemblances really have to do with the most random of things that they're saying. So, there's a similarity with Lulaf, is kind of a nicer, but giving a tone and being hard on, your children with that same strength that Abby gives them. So Lulaf, because they both work with children, maybe having the same body type or whatever, treating them a similar way, maybe even. And also I would say, you're going to see the resemblance through my, 5th grade teacher, how it happened. and especially the accent. I also want to hone in on the accent. It's very, very similar for both. And especially how they say the word you is also very direct and very, like, pinpointed and, pointing at somebody and insulting it and getting right in that person's face, like you did it, kind of thing. So you kind of get it. So you'll kind of see the Lou Lothian influence as well. And then we're going to move down to the next row. So pink, purple, and red, and black. Pink, purple. Well, first of all, you see a lot of pink, purple around the studio and around costumes and whatever. Colors of what worn and everything along those lines. And also color feeling. All of those colors have a different feeling and a different metaphorical meaning. So pink is bright and flamboyant, like, the dancing is, the costumes are, Abby is, but also kind of the mean, tough-loving devil side. And then purple is also something additionally going with that. And then red and black are her two colors, the two colors for the studio. And then Simone. That is Raven-Symoné, and this is one of the smaller resemblances. Raven-Symoné playing Raven Baxter on what is called, let's see, what is it called? Okay, Raven-Symoné. And it's only fitting. Accent similarity, speaking similarity. Let's try to think, what else? Well, let's see. That countryness of it, which encompassing homestead, hard, pioneering, buccaneering, old life, I want to say, similar image of kind of saying. I also want to say that the phrase for stray bullet is none of your business. And also just that kind of, just that accent of that very country and kind of, using kind of country Texan, vowels and, old pioneer life, think about it. So that's really where it's encompassed in all of the resemblance areas. Now, I'm going to go through who these individuals are. So I already told you about this one here. And I already told you about Davis. Now, Ray, Rachel Ray, Guy Fieri, I told you about that. Jessica Strable. Lilith is, she is, and there's another resemblance for this as well, but she was a special ed teacher that I had when I was at Whittier, and I can remember that I had an issue with her tone, and I was offended a lot of the time by how she talked, to me, tweeting and all those kind of things, similar to Abby. And so, really was no special ed areas of education, math, reading, all those things. And then, Dion Selene Dion is an Aries, born March 30th. Simone is a Sagittarian with a Taurus moon. But anyway, Dion, Sagittarians, free, traveling, adventure, philosophy, all those things. So then Dion, born on March 30th, is, she's a singer that sung, My Heart Will Go On, and she's very attractive looking, an Aries single kind of Canadian French background. So that's basically what I wanted to go over here with these words. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that today. Now, I'm going to give you more work time on those projects. That's what we're really focusing. So we're doing that and we're coming back to this. Okay, so wonderful.